Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and of course, continuing on, reviewing the Marvel films, and yep, that's right. And as was teased in the last review video, it's obvious, and what the next one is in the MCU, and where they did the impossible. It obviously took courage for them to do a sequel without someone who, of course, being very important to the story, and whom is the titled character, and the fact that they proceeded doing this without him. And, you know, he would have been a part of this. It would have been completely different. But when we sadly lost Chadwick Boseman, what they brought to the story this time for the first sequel to Black Panther, they did the impossible. And I think, and I'm sure the same goes for all of you, they succeeded. They succeeded, especially paying tribute to our beloved Chadwick, aka the Black Panther. That's right, guys. I am finally reviewing the 30th installment in the MCU, and yeah, this being the 30th film of the MCU, and this being one of the last pieces of Phase 4, almost did 5 fingers, Phase 4. This and Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, well, they were the last two, but yeah, this being a film, this was the last in Phase 4. That's right. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Yes, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, I gotta say, and even rewatching this, it's really good. Again, I think they succeeded doing this without Chadwick Boseman being a part of this, and again, since we had sadly lost him, and, well, not to mention because the film itself, being in the works, even when Chadwick was, you know, still alive, but still, because he tragically passed away, and, well, they still proceeded, but look how it turned out. I know I'm probably gonna be saying this again, but still. Yeah, what Black Panther Wakanda Forever had to offer with its story, the direction it took, and whom would become the next Black Panther, yeah, pretty good. What more do I have to say? Everything about Black Panther Wakanda Forever was excellent, and I think perfect in every way. Sure, it may not top off the first Black Panther film, but that's not to say that Black Panther Wakanda Forever was a disaster. No way. You know, not to mention, it does have an 84% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Not to mention, Black Panther Wakanda did get Oscar nominated, especially since, well, what's-her-face, the Queen of Wakanda, she got nominated for Best Actress, but unfortunately she lost to Jamie Lee Curtis for you-know-what. But, yeah, overall, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, it's really good. It may not be the best Black Panther film and could not top off the first, but it's still good, enjoyable, and man, it does not disappoint and does not fail, bringing us some good moments, funny moments, but especially hard-hitting moments for sure, and until I talk about them. But anyways, so, as always, read the description / the story. Queen Ramonda, Shuri, M'Baku, Oki, and Dora Milaje, if I'm saying the name right, and again, you know me sometimes, fight to protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's death. As the Wakandans strive to embrace their next chapter, the heroes must band together with Nakia and Everett Ross to forge a new path for their beloved kingdom. Okay, so getting into the film itself, because, yeah, gee, what a way to open this movie, because, well, how else would they establish T'Challa? Well, just letting the character die. And how they do it, well, I don't know. I don't think they did it badly and such, and, you know, no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, of course they wouldn't want to do that. And by the way, because I remember reading this, maybe you have too, that Chadwick wanted the character T'Challa to keep going even after, when he passed away, but I don't think that would have been possible. And no disrespect to Chadwick, but what he brought to T'Challa, nobody can replace him for what he brought. It's impossible. But yeah, so basically, we start off where we see T'Challa's young sister Shuri, once again, being played by Letitia Wright, I think, I'm saying her first name right, trying to find, a cure, making a cure and such to, basically heal and, make her brother feel better and such. But unfortunately, because, the thing is that T'Challa has an illness, and sadly, and when Shuri's mother steps in, which of course being, Queen Ramonda, once again being played by Angela Bassett, sadly, T'Challa dies, and we get his funeral, and of course, again, what a way to start off this movie. You already, rip our hearts out and such, right? The funeral taking place in Wakanda, them wearing white robes and all that, their very own, wardrobes for funerals, and, the people of Wakanda playing their drums, and even seeing a mural painting of T'Challa's face, and one of the Wakanda ships, that hovers, transporting T'Challa's coffin, where to be buried, and it's a very sad opening, but, what a way for that being a send-off for T'Challa. Not to mention, the opening logo of Marvel Studios, it's all Chadwick Boseman / Black Panther / T'Challa. And it's just like how in the first Captain Marvel film, a tribute to Stan Lee. All of it is his entire face, that. So, that's nice to see. And I like how, instead of red, it's purple, the color background for Marvel Studios. Well, very fitting, because Black Panther, purple, so yeah. And apparently, 1 year goes by since the passing of T'Challa. But if that's not enough for the loss of King T'Challa, things are not looking good for Wakanda and for the United Nations, because United Nations complaining about, Wakanda not sharing, the stuff that, just like how it was established in the last film, vibranium. Yeah, because no vibranium that was brought to the U.S. In fact, because they managed to even stop those trying to take vibranium, French soldiers and so on. And some of the members of the United Nations, because one of them most notably, and yep, I know him, he's a pretty good actor, U.S. Secretary of State, because United Secretary of States, the one for the U.S. being played by Richard Schiff, if I'm saying his last name right. He probably, as of now, be best known for being in ABC's The Good Doctor. And also the French Secretary of State, being played by Gigi Burnham. I think I'm saying that right, too. So again, no vibranium that's been brought to the U.S., and United Nations complaining about that and such. But also, there's one moment that we get where we see a boat out in the Atlantic Ocean, apparently searching for some vibranium. And, we see, and we get a cameo, basically, and, I don't know, because I believe she probably was uncredited, I presume. I don't know, but, IMDb sometimes, but anyways, point being is that, cargo ship and such, they're searching for vibranium, and, Lake Bell, yeah, because she makes an appearance in this as Dr. Graham, and, well, because when trying to search for vibranium in the ocean, and when they've found it, well, little do they know that they've, wandered into a trap, and these, sea creatures, presumably, because and even when we hear this siren, a trance that happens, causing the troops on the boat to, jump off the boat and such, but thankfully Dr. Graham and someone else, because them making a run for it, and we see, and up close, these creatures that are in the ocean, and, that lured them into this trap, well, they're blue, but what are they, specifically? Well, we don't know just yet. And Dr. Graham trying to make a run for it, and even when getting in a helicopter, and when it seems like, yeah, they've made it out of there, well, not quite, because the tail of the helicopter is grabbed on, and the helicopter spins, and unfortunately, Dr. Graham meets her demise, and so much for Lake Bell being in the MCU. What the crap? I don't know. She's a good actress. We could have gotten more of her, but it's one of those things, and this isn't the first time. And we do get a almost clear look on who it was flying in the sky that sent that copter, to smack down in the ocean. But yeah. And, well, coming back to Wakanda, and, well, because, what goes on in Wakanda, and even when, in Shuri's, technician room, because we know her and, her being, like, say, the Tony Stark of Wakanda, and also, we have the Jarvis of Wakanda, and that being, okay, here he is, yeah, Grio, if I'm even pronouncing that right, again, you know me sometimes, being voiced by Trevor Noah, yeah, and again, he's basically the Jarvis of Wakanda, so, and, well, a little later, and even, well, actually, because when, basically, the Wakanda Jarvis, and, hey, that'd be another way to refer to him, but anyways, informing Shuri that, her mother was stepping into her lab, and the Queen commenting about, AI one day taking over, yeah, like, as we've all had that fear, but a little later on, and later that evening, because the Queen and her daughter, they have some time together, and, because, up to this day, 1 year has passed since the passing of T'Challa, so they have some time to their own, by a campfire and such, and talking about T'Challa and so on, and, well, at one point, they are paid unexpectedly a visit by who is the main antagonist for this movie, and that being Namor. Yeah, I think I am saying that right. Being played by Tenoch Huerta, if I am pronouncing his full name right. Again, you know me. Now, I am familiar. In fact, I was quite familiar with him before Black Panther: Wakanda Forever and his debut in live action and such. Even my dad, knowing about this character, even having an action figure of him, which, by the way, you saw in the thumbnail, so, I recall my dad feeling that the portrayal of Namor in this was, I don't know. As I recall, I don't think he really hated it. I'm just like, but I don't know. I thought he did fine. What about you guys? But yeah, but overall, he out of nowhere shows up, and this is the first time that, yeah, they're seeing him, and we're being introduced to him, and basically telling the Queen and Shuri about, well, what happened out in the Atlantic Ocean, and the mentionings of vibranium, and even a vibranium detector, and, if any of this is mentioned outside of Wakanda about him and so on, then they'll be sorry, yeah. And also, not to mention, Wakanda is apparently, technically framed that they had something to do with the mysterious attacks of that ship out in the Atlantic Ocean searching for vibranium. And because, well, with Dr. what's her face that got sadly killed in, when the chopper was, thrown down into the ocean. So what are they gonna do now? Well, at one point, and to speed things up, they actually, Shuri and, Oki, again, you know me sometimes, like, these certain names and words that are not easy to pronounce, but, Denai, Gurira, she's back as, one of our favorite characters from Black Panther. Basically, Shuri's wanting to tag along with her because to go into the U.S., the Queen is not really sure about this. Not because of the U.S. citizens, but because of whom they came face-to-face with, this situation that they're in right now. But Shuri insists, and she does tag along with her, and sure enough, they meet up with Everett Ross. Yep, Everett Ross once again being in this, and once again being played by good old Martin Freeman. Yep. Because he's jogging, and there's like this bug, but it's not just a bug, it's like, like a little like tiny drone or something, a camera, and to get Ross's attention, and that's when he meets up the two, and that's when, they assure Ross that they had nothing to do with this, and Ross giving them some information about this, and even the mentioning of, the vibranium detector, and about the vibranium detector, because, the vibranium detector, it can detect the altered frequency of vibranium through materials such as water, stones, and heavy metals. And whom made the vibranium detector is a young girl, teen, that is, Riri. And basically, she was challenged by her professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology to make a machine that could detect vibranium. So, Riri Williams, that's her last name, she took that challenge and built the vibranium detector in just a couple of months. So, it wasn't for, say, like the CIA, the government, or anything. It was for, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and when they find that out. And it doesn't take us that long to be introduced to enter another new face in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Riri Williams, being played by Dominique Thorne. And we know, of course, who the character Riri Williams would be. So them going to where she's at, at school, college, and such, and Shuri is wanting to take it upon herself to approach and interact with her because, she's got this, and Okai basically gives her 5 minutes, and even Shuri pointed out to her about her shade, her makeup and such, which is pretty funny. So when Shuri meets with Riri, Riri is familiar with Shuri, and because of the Black Panther, Wakanda, so that's nice to see. And it does get a bit off hand even when Okai pops out. She was literally in the bathroom of her, college room and so on. Jeez. And even Williams, I'll just go by her last name. She even comments on her shade. God. And they just tell her, especially Okai, that, you can come in unconscious or not conscious and such. And even when Williams was throwing stuff at her, and Okai is starting to like her, I like this one. But overall, she does give in, and because when they talk to her about the vibranium detector, etc., and when they, again, discover that it was really for, the Massachusetts Institute, of Technology. And then, later that evening, they actually go to a garage that was lended by Williams with her, with her work and technology and so on. Even, there's one thing that they notice that's, I guess, like hanging up on the ceiling or something. Ooh, what could it be, per se? Well, we're gonna find out in just a moment. Even, there's a car and a bike that's in the garage, and most notably, yeah, the car is Williams's dad's, and yeah. And, at one point, the FBI shows up, and, again, because since Wakanda is pointed at that maybe they had something to do with what happened out in the Atlantic Ocean with the boat, and because they are aware of Williams and with the vibranium detector, yeah, they are soon about to be put under arrest and such. But of course, you know, they're not going to let that happen, and they're easily going to escape, and that's what happens. Okai takes the car, Shuri takes the bike, and as for Riri Williams, well, her very own Iron Man suit. Yeah, Ironheart. That's right. Yeah, because we get the debut of Ironheart. Ugh, that's awesome. Even one of the FBI agents, she's got an Iron Man suit, and yeah. And like in the first movie, we do have a car chase sequence, and this one I thought was pretty good. Yeah. Again, from Shuri on a bike, Okai in a car, and Williams in her very own Iron Man suit, escaping from the FBI and the police, and even when, say, Okai using her spear and taking care of the vehicles, and it's really awesome. But at one point, they do crash, up at a bridge, and even especially when those fish people, that are blue, they show up, and oh my gosh, because they literally, they use regular whales and killer whales, as their transport and riding and such, I gotta say, I kind of feel sorry for the whales, how they're being used, but I don't know. I'm sure you get my point, but yeah. They're basically coming after, the scientist, the American scientist responsible for the creation of the vibranium detector. And yeah, because that's what Namor mentioned to Shuri and the Queen. Shuri, of course, is going to do whatever it takes to not have Williams be captured and, by any chance be killed, and she offers them to take her and not Williams, but eventually and ultimately they both get taken, and unfortunately for Okai, because, yeah, she lost Shuri, and even when she promised the Queen that she would look after and protect Shuri at all times, but, yeah. But little do they know, for a little bit, that Shuri was willing to go with them, and still, to protect Williams. And the aftermath of this, well, because we once again see Ross. He's there at the crime scene, the aftermath on what happened on the bridge. But also, director D. Fontaine, a.k.a. Valentina Alguera, yeah, being played by good old Julia Louis-Dreyfus, whom we previously saw her in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and making an appearance in one of the end credit scenes of Black Widow. Yeah, so I believe, this is her third appearance. Yeah, in the MCU. Director D. Fontaine. Her being there, and the chemistry and interactions that the director and Ross have, pretty funny. And presumably, I think, because even she mentioned something about, asking Ross to take her on an 8-hour drive on where she's supposed to be, and wanting to apologize to him and because they were married. Okay, but yeah, witnessing the scene that happened on the bridge last night, and at one point Ross notices something of Shuri's, and that being the Kimono beads, if I'm pronouncing that right. Again, you know me sometimes. Yeah, because Shuri had those beads, and, she lost them, so now Ross sees them, and, he does hide them, so, yeah. And, it's great to see, because even after what happened in the first Black Panther film, they saved Ross's life, and he owes them, and he still does, even up to this film, so yeah. And, well, coming back to Wakanda, ugh. The Queen is downright pissed and disappointed in Okai for, not keeping a very close watch on Shuri, and even stripping her from her rank and command and such. And now, poor Okai now being a regular civilian of Wakanda. It's upsetting, yeah. But even, the Queen of Wakanda just pointing out to her because, oh my gosh, come on. Because she did nothing in the first film when What's-Him-Face, supposedly killed T'Challa and claimed the throne of Wakanda. And that, of course, being Michael B. Jordan's character, referring to that. But, oh my gosh, come on. Was that even necessary? But still, you can argue that, yeah, she is blinded by upsetment and, well, her daughter is all that she has left. First, her husband, the late king of Wakanda, and then her son, the king/prince of Wakanda. Yeah. I don't blame her, but still, it's just maybe not necessary. Yeah, but yeah, it is a shame. But then there's one moment where Ross actually does, call up. Well, actually, yeah, the Queen calls up the beads that Shuri had. Now Ross has them, and well, even when trying to get director D. Fontaine out of his car, it's hi honey, and yeah, just she knows she has to get out, or little does she know who it actually is. And yeah, Ross offering to help, and yeah, because he's talking on the beads, that he'll do whatever he can, to help out the situation that the Queen is in. And again, because he owes the Queen's daughter, because again, after they saved his life and so on, yeah, it's nice to see, good on Ross's part by this point. Not just in the first Black Panther film, but up to the sequel as well. Yeah. And yeah, again, if assistance is required and, help from Ross, then yeah, call him up and just, yeah. And luckily, because yeah, he has those beads. So yeah. Anyways, so then, and to speed things up, because, yeah, we do see, the whereabouts of Shuri and Riri, because they're now in this mysterious location in the ocean where Namor is, and we learn who these specific sea creatures are. In fact, they weren't really, sea creatures, sea people from the beginning. No, because, what they are Talokan, I think, yeah, I'm saying that right. They're Talokans, and, well, the underwater, location that they're at is Talokan, yeah, because, yeah, the, Talokanol, that's the name of them, and, the location is called Talokan, and it's an underwater kingdom ruled by Namor in the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, and it's the home of the Talokanols. Yeah, the Talokanols. Well, because, how the Talokanols, how they work, off land and underwater is pretty interesting. And when we get some background from Namor, when Shuri meets with Namor, and when we get the background / origins of his past and, the past of his people, well, because, back in, say, the 14th century AD, that whole thing, they were regular people, like you and me. And they actually discovered and they actually drank some vibranium, this specific plant, and which it seemed like it killed them at first, but it transformed them into something new, which, again, hence them now being referred to as Talokanols. Again, if I am pronouncing that right specifically, let me know. Anyways. Well, they could no longer breathe on the surface, but now underwater. And not to mention, Numar's mother was pregnant with him at the time, and even before becoming, a totally new, like, underwater species. And Namor being born underwater, and when they became the Talokanals, he became the first born underwater, and from there on, yeah. And unfortunately, Numar lost his mother at a very young age. She died of a broken heart, and they had her buried at the specific location on the surface. And even Numar, well, because if you know the character Numar, well, because he has those flapping wings on, his ankles of his feet, and killing those people that, torturing, the same people as they once were. And yeah, it's very dark and emotional. And, when we get to know more of Numar, and we also learn that, he just does whatever it takes for his people. Like, not really being evil for the heck of it. He just cares about his people and wanting to protect them at all costs. That whole thing. We've seen other, like, villains doing the same kind of thing, right? So, yeah. It's like, say, hey, best example, Khan Noonien Singh in Star Trek. He's just wanting to look after and do what's best for his people. See? So, yeah, there you go. And even Numar, he actually gives Shuri a tour of the rest of the Talokan underwater kingdom, and it's very nice, and it's very beautiful. And I think that, yeah, the CG and visual effects in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I thought they were pretty good. I mean, say what you will, especially on some of the later MCU materials, like, I guess, like, mostly the movies. I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, nothing bad on, say, the MCU shows on Disney+, but I'm just saying, I didn't think that, not once did the CG/visual effects were bad-looking in Wakanda Forever. How could they not? And again, this is Black Panther we're talking about. Come on. But yeah, and again, we can see that he does whatever he can and whatever it takes for his people, Numar. And even there's a moment between them where he is, trying to convince and wanting Shuri and the rest of the Wakanda people to join them, and they can take on the world and have the world be burned, because Numar is aware of Shuri and, having that same feeling too, but no, she does not accept this, and she wants no part of it, and, well, yeah. And also, coming back to, say, the Queen, because there's one moment early on where she actually reunites and gets help from Nakia, once again being played by Lupita Nyong'o, if I'm saying her full name right, you know who I'm talking about, yeah. T'Challa's love interest, and where she had been all this time. And we learn later that she disappeared after the events of Thanos' snap, and when T'Challa was blipped. Yeah, she disappeared after that, and never came back. Even when everything was restored in Avengers Endgame. Yeah, even when that happened, she still didn't come back. Nor did she show up for T'Challa's funeral in Wakanda. However, we do learn something later on what she did, and around the time when T'Challa sadly died. So again, the Queen finding and locating Nakia and getting her to help out and such on what's going on, and with Namor. And when she does, help out and getting information on Namor and his king name. I'm not gonna even bother trying to pronounce that, because I think you guys know by now Namor's other name, and because he's the king of, the underwater kingdom and such. But yeah, so anyways, so what happens next is, well, back in the underwater kingdom, because, well, still, Shuri and Riri, they are still not being let go of that easily, but even when, like, say, there is one moment where Namor meets with the Queen face-to-face on a beach, and still, Namor warning the queen if anything happens, if she does anything, and even just, trying to save her daughter or anything, just, yeah, disaster will strike on Wakanda. Yeah. But it was nice that Namor, he does assure the queen that she's alive and well and wishing to, stay for a little bit in the underwater kingdom. Just, yeah. But anyways, so what happens next is, Shuri and Riri, they get help escaping, and that being Nakia. Yeah, she shows up, but Shuri, she doesn't want Nakia killing any of them, but even when, yeah, she does so, and by doing so, war could start between Wakanda and the underwater kingdom, and yeah. But sure enough, yeah, they do escape, and, because, after that, and when Namor discovers this, he gathers his fellow underwater people, and, they're basically about to invade and attack Wakanda. And, after they escaped and have survived and they're all reunited, and, yeah, nice interactions between the Queen and Riri, and, because, yeah, now she's safe, in their hands, and, even Riri getting to check out, say, Shuri's laboratory, basically, even when, say, there's one moment between Okai and Nakia, the interactions that they're having and when they reunite, and yeah, again, by that point, Okai was stripped, from her duties, and as commander, general, and now just as a civilian. Yeah, again, as I said, Nakia explaining to Okai, why she left, and after what Thanos did, and even after it was all restored in Endgame, but yeah, overall, things do get patched up for Nakia, and yeah, because the talk that her and Okai have. But at one point, all is interrupted when Numar and his people invade Wakanda, pretty much almost flooding Wakanda. In the gadgetries that they have, they have the bombs that they have, they're like these water bombs, and basically, yeah, flooding anything, just, yeah. And even, say, Mabaku, once again being played by Winston Duke, because, yeah, great to see we got more of him in this. My point being is that it was great to see that he came back, of course. Because, even Mabaku trying to take on Numar, but sadly, he's no match for him, yeah. And, even when, say, Shuri and Okai, the Queen, they tried to take on Numar, but they're really no match to him by this point. And, even when the Queen is trying to protect Riri, but apparently because now Numar is going after the Queen, and even causing the main, throne room to be flooded with water, and that's what happens, striking the water bombs in the same room where the Queen and Riri are, and yeah, the place is flooded, and, the Queen, she regains consciousness, being underwater, and she sees that Riri's drowning, and nice on her, she is saving Riri and almost sacrificing herself to save Riri. Yeah, what happens next is, and unexpectedly, surely, because, yeah, even when the first time I watched this with my mom, we didn't see this coming, and I'm sure nobody did. If losing to T'Challa wasn't enough, when Shuri, Nakia, Okai, and Mabaku, they step in the room, and, they're all trying to help them regain consciousness, give them, CPR, both the Queen and Riri. Riri, she's okay, but as for the Queen, she drowned. Ugh, why? That's how it is sometimes with these stories and where they go, yeah. And like I said, if losing to T'Challa was not enough and very heart-wrenching, this, oh my gosh. And, well, now, very slowly but surely, of course, yeah. Well, sure enough, I should say, Shuri being the next Queen of Wakanda. Yep. Even Numar. Numar, he knew this too, and he knew that the Queen was more than likely gonna die, and yeah, no chance of surviving, and yeah. Just him mocking and just what he said, and right before, he fled, and right when, yeah, the Queen sadly dies, and yet we get another funeral, and it's the Queen's funeral. Now she's with the ancestors. Ugh, it's really sad. M'Baku remaining in Wakanda, well, because, he promised T'Challa to help out and look after and such, the talk that he gives to Shuri, and, after that, and coming back to, say, Ross and director D. Fontaine, well, because Ross is trying to tell, the United Nations, well, because, yeah, the U.S. Secretary, that Wakanda is more than likely not responsible for what happened out in the Atlantic Ocean, and they're innocent, and he knows them very well, and even the director, well, I mean, her being aware of what Ross knows about, the Wakanda people and so on, but a little later on, well, because the news breaks worldwide that the Queen of Wakanda has sadly died. And also, we do get a cameo appearance by Anderson Cooper. Yeah, playing himself, of course, because he's a news anchor and so on. So that's really cool, because how they would get some real news anchors, even someone like, say, Anderson Cooper, for these kind of movies, and in this case, in Marvel. So, nice to see. Anderson Cooper exists and is canon in the MCU. You get my joke, but, yeah. Yeah, because we saw Anderson Cooper early on. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think it was him, yeah, but point being is that, yeah, the news breaks worldwide that the Queen of Wakanda has died, and D. Fontaine, because I tell ya, D. Fontaine's personality is very interesting. It's like, she's like a very mixed and twisted person, don't you think? I mean, just, she has her humor, but at the same time, she's doing mean things, and even, yeah, when she confronts Ross about Wakanda, and, and if they're really believed not to be the ones framed and stuff like that, and, well, even when she discovered that Ross had those beads, and if that's not enough, she placed Ross under arrest. Ugh. But that's not the last time we see Ross, okay? So, yeah, we'll see him later. So after that, well, things not looking good for the people of Wakanda, and even for Shuri, and, well, what the heck are they going to do next? Well, this is where we finally see, and even when, yeah, a little talk between Shuri and Riri Williams, because, yeah, this being mentioned at times where, that the Black Panther is gone. Well, and that, of course, being T'Challa. Well, yes, and even Shuri, how she establishes this, and it's true, T'Challa is gone, but that doesn't mean the Black Panther is dead forever, and that's when Shuri, she becomes the next Black Panther. But before that, because she tries to do something in order to, get that power and strength like her brother had. And, well, basically, that being trying to create, what was destroyed, in the first film, thanks to Michael B. Jordan's character, and that being Herb, yeah, trying to recreate Herb, and apparently even, taking some of T'Challa's DNA samples or something, and with the help of, the Jarvis wannabe of Wakanda, yeah, the heart-shaped Herb, and yeah, because the plant native to Wakanda that was traditionally consumed by those who held the mantle of the Black Panther in order to obtain enhanced and so on. Yeah, so her attempt to try to recreate Herb and to speed things up, yeah, she thankfully does manage to recreate it. Yeah. And, well, she's about to take it, and with the help of Nakia and Riri by her side, and, helping her to swallow it, drink it, and, well, like what we've seen before, her making her way to the ancestry world, I think that's the specific way to say it, and maybe she can possibly reunite with her brother and getting some help from him and so on, where this is going. And when she finds herself in the ancestry world, well, whom does she come face to face with? Well, this was unexpected as well. This was a bit of a surprise, and yeah, I kind of forgot because I could have sworn that maybe he would have been uncredited, but nope, he is credited. Killmonger, if I'm pronouncing his name right. Michael B. Jordan, baby, he's back, yeah. Reprising his villain role in the Ancestry world, and yeah, Shuri coming face to face with her deceased cousin, and golly, him just getting at her and, just telling her and asking her, you following my way or your brother's way, and what she's specifically doing, most notably, vengeance is in her, and wanting to go after Numar and after the death of her mother, and blaming this on Numar, just wanting Numar dead. And yeah, and again, because Killmonger just getting to her and setting her straight about this on what she's really doing, and well, even Shuri, just pointing at Killmonger because blaming him for the death of her brother and because he destroyed the herb, but he says that was not on him, and just, yeah, it gets intense, but thankfully, yeah, she does wake up from that, but rather keep it secret/private on whom she saw in the Ancestry world, and just taking her anger out on Nakia and to those that weren't with her by her side and so on, with what she says, and even taking her anger out on one of the warriors' suits, and yeah, a big punch, and she has it. She has it in her, and now she becomes the next Black Panther. And even when she did that punch, and it sent that flying, and Nakia and Riri, they're both like, shit. I don't blame them, and that was funny, Jinx. So, and thus, her putting on the new official Black Panther suit for her, being the next Black Panther, and when she drops by at the location of, M'Baku and all the other, members of Wakanda, them having some, kind of heated conversations, and especially about Numar, but when Shuri steps in, and thus, debuting as the new Black Panther, and she then starts to talk to them about, the ways of defeating Numar and how can they defeat him specifically, and even it was funny because M'Baku, he was even explaining that Numar, saying that Numar was powerful than the Hulk. Well, hold on. How's he powerful than the Hulk? The Hulk is powerful, but still, I don't know. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting, to have both of them going into combat, Numar and the Hawk? Who could take down who? That's the thing, yeah. And I'm sure it's out there on social media, because whom is more powerful and whom can take down who, either Numar or Hulk, but anyways. And then there's a private conversation between Shuri and M'Baku, because, about Numar, vengeance, and, getting M'Baku and his men to help out, and they do it by tomorrow, because plans are starting to roll in and what they're specifically going to do in order to take down Numar and, his people, in the underwater kingdom. So, when the day arrives, the next day, and out in the Atlantic Ocean, well, because, Numar and Talokanals. Still, if I am possibly mispronouncing their name, just you know what I'm talking about. They're there, and well, a trap was set for them. Debate and so on, and yeah, the Wakandans, along with Riri Williams in her brand new Ironheart suit that was designed, and thanks to her, back in Wakanda, and some of the other characters that I didn't even mention and talk about that much, like yeah, Ao once again being played by Florence Kasumba, and Anika being played by Michelle Cole. And also, one of the underwater people, Atuma, being played by Alex Lavinley. Yeah. Yeah, they were some pretty good characters. They definitely were. And also, yeah, there was also Namora, being played by Mabel Cadena. And some of the other cast of characters, like there was River Tribe Elder, being played by Isaac D. Boncole, Border Tribe Elder. Yeah, the Tribe Elders. Yeah, most of them come back, and there's also Zawari, if I'm saying it right, being played by Connie Chium, the late Connie Chium, and Soap the Shaman, being played by Soap Aluko. Yeah, and the others, there's also Zola, being played by Zola Williams, Nombol, being played by Janicia Adams Ginyard, Jiminy, being played by Jiminy Powell, and Dora, going by the same last name, Miljay, being played by Marigia Juliet Ebony and Kesha Tucker, and yeah, the Dora Milijays, that's how they're referred to, so yeah. But yeah, so the battle takes place out in the Atlantic Ocean, and also they have their very own submarine, being the Sea Leopard. Well, yeah, it's a transport and it's an attack ship, not submarine. My bad. Yeah. The Sea Leopard is a Wakandan transport and attack ship that is able to hold the Wakandan ground forces as well as the Wakandan dragon flyers, yeah. And it's really cool even when, like, say, from, you know, Okai, Anika, and Ao, they get their own special suits, even for Okai, because this was shown earlier in the film, and when we find out that, yeah, it's for her specifically, and even having a name to it, which, yeah, I mean, I don't think she liked it at first. It's called the Midnight Angel, yeah. But it's still a pretty cool suit, but yeah, so she does wear it, and I'm pretty sure that, yeah, she does like it, and just, yeah, and, you know, when the battle takes place. And them trying to take down, Namor, well, because even when Riri is getting the attention of Numar, and one of the Wakanda ships steps in and has him trapped, and these heating systems, because, you know, he does need water, but yeah, because, you know, basically the longer it takes for him at a certain point he needs water, and yeah. And Shuri, again, now the new Black Panther, even her, you know, chanting, "Me Bombay! Me Bombay!" Yeah, that was great. Wakanda forever! Yeah, just the whole battle sequence between the underwater people and the Wakandans, fantastic. And of course, when M'Baku and his men show up, you know, "Ya, ooh, ooh, Bafa, ya, ooh, ooh," that's so good. And yeah, when the showdown takes place, yeah, between Shuri and Namor, and even when the ship, you know, makes its way and crashes on a beach site, and even, jeez, I should have seen this coming, Shuri ripping off and damaging the wings to Numar's, you know, ankles, you know, his feet. God, that, you know, we can imagine how painful that is. Her just attempting to take down and almost kill him, and again, she's got the vengeance in her. Is she really gonna go this direction? But the more the fight goes on, and even for the Wakandans and so on, well, it seems like that Wakanda is losing. They're all cornered. Well, they have them pointed at, the spears, they have them surrounded. And even Numar, he has Shuri, stabbed with a spear. And it seems like, yeah, all hope is dying and the bad guys are going to win. But sure enough, fate and hope steps back and, Shuri taking down Numar, and even, like, burning his back and, well, was going to kill him almost. But even before she was going to do it, right before, she starts to have a vision of her mother, in the ancestry world, show him who you are. Yeah, referring to her daughter to show Numar who you really are, and, well, she's not vengeance. Like, she's not going to go in that direction. She drops it, like, well, she does, but she tells Numar to yield, and promising him that there will be peace, and nothing bad will come to him and his underwater people. They can, live their peaceful lives underwater in the underwater kingdom and so on, and nothing bad should happen. And, yeah, sure enough, that's what happens, and, yeah, he yields, and the fight is called off, and, yeah, everything's good now between each of them. Just, yeah, that's great to see. But, yeah, even when the last time we would see Numar and a little bit of a conversation he has with, Atuma, well, because, they may strike once again, again, with what he specifically says the last time we see him. But aside from that, the epilogue to this film, all ends well. Riri is going to go back home. Her car, which being her dad's, had been fully restored. Shuri managing to find all of the pieces that were missing, that were in the ocean. Nice on her. And unfortunately, Riri can't keep the iron suit that was made in Wakanda, but of course, that wouldn't be the last time we would see Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. Well, as for, say, Ross, because, well, we saw earlier that he got arrested, but thankfully, and thanks to Okai, now, the Midnight Angel, yeah, her stepping in and helping Ross, get out of the situation he's in, not being arrested, just, yeah, nice to see. And also, one last thing that we get from this movie, the last sequence, Shuri visiting Nakia, and even though Nakia had left Wakanda, she even stated this, that she's still a Wakandan, she's still a part of that, even though she really doesn't live there anymore. And when, Shuri visits her, and she has a moment to herself, near a beach sighting, on a hill, burning some wardrobe, that white wardrobe and such, and closing her eyes and having flashbacks of her brother T'Challa. And actually, there was a ceremony that happened that like what we saw in the first film, where the waterfalls are, M'Baku stepping in and, addressing everybody that, Shuri could not attend. And he apparently now is going to become king of Wakanda. Now, I don't know, because would the relationship pursue between M'Baku and Shuri? I guess, but anyways. But, yeah, and again, Shuri, having flashbacks of T'Challa and getting a bit emotional, and then the movie ends. Well, yeah, because the end credits play. However, before the rest of the credits roll, there is one more scene we get, mid-credit scene, and this being the only one. Like, there's not a second one and after when the credits are all finished, Well, Nakia stepping in and introducing Shuri to her nephew, and yeah, if it's not obvious where this was going, because, yeah, we are introduced to T'Challa's son, and who is also, because is the son of Nakia, because, well, T'Challa and Nakia, them being lovers, they did have a child named Toussaint. I think I'm saying that right, yeah. Being played by young Davine Love Kunadu's son. Yeah, I think I might have gotten that right. And, well, even, Shuri, asked if, her mother, the queen, got to ever meet, Toussaint, and she did. Nakia confirms to Shuri that, yeah, the queen did, and even before she died. Well, that was great to see. And basically, yeah, and it's obvious, Toussaint was raised, where his mother lives, and just to stay away from all of Wakanda, the throne, and so on, yeah. And, also, the time not being right for him to, be in Wakanda and, well, be the next one in line. And yeah, because Toussaint getting to meet his Auntie Shuri, and he reveals himself to be young T'Challa, prince of the late King T'Challa, just, yeah. Ugh. That being an emotional part right there, the fact that T'Challa and Nakia, they had a child, and T'Challa's son will be next in line. Ugh. And what a great way for that being the last scene of the film. Yeah. Yeah, just Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's a really good sequel to the first Black Panther film. Again, it cannot top off the first Black Panther film, no siree, but that's not to say it was bad. No, it was really good. The story, the characters, new faces that we see, those who, pop up here and there, like most notably, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, her character showing up in this, because as of now, you never know who's going to randomly pop up in this or that, like rather if it be a movie or a show in the MCU. You get my point. The music and score, fantastic. The visual effects, the funny, emotional, gut-wrenching moments, all really good. The action, the fights, the battles, just what more do I have to say? Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is a really good MCU sequel, or that's the other way around, a good sequel in the MCU. And I'm giving Black Panther Wakanda Forever, yeah, this sounds about right. I'm giving it 8 out of 10 stars. Yes, 8 out of 10 stars for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And what about you guys? What did you think of Black Panther Wakanda Forever itself? Any of you that got to see this in theaters or until it came out, say, on Blu-ray, DVD, digital, Disney+? Do you think that this was pretty good? And, do you think they did very well paying tribute to Chadwick Boseman and what went down in the film's story, the unexpected moments, another tragic loss that we have, whom was in this, new faces that step in, what goes on with the characters, the suspense, the action, the fight sequences, yeah, just what more do I have to say? Overall, what do you think of Black Panther Wakanda Forever itself, and with what I've had to say, my review, and yeah, what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. More review videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video / review. And stay tuned later tonight, because what I will be reviewing next, well, let's just say it has to do with a bear in Peru whom makes his way to London. Yeah, it's obvious what it is. Again, stay tuned for that. Take care, peace out, Avengers Assemble, and Wakanda forever!